So throughout my career as a photographer, as an architectural photographer, the most that I've spent on a tripod has been about £300. And I think a lot of professional photographers tend to sit within that category as well, where they'll spend somewhere in the region of about £200 to £300 on a good, sturdy tripod. However, there are photographers out there that will spend a heck of a lot more on a tripod, and that's where companies like Gitzo come in. And Gitzo make tripods which are pricey, to say the least. Entry level sits somewhere around £500, £600, and then there are tripods like this one over here, the GT5563GS, which is about £1,400 in the US last time I checked, and about £1,100 in the UK. So this is really expensive considering how much I normally spend on a tripod. So in this video, we're going to be reviewing this tripod to see what it's all about. We're going to be looking at some of its niche features and also trying to answer the question of why anyone would want to spend such a ridiculous amount on a tripod. One of the reasons why anyone would want to buy a tripod like this is the build quality, the construction, the way that it's made, because this tripod is second to none when it comes to the build quality. It's just ridiculously well made. This is by far the best built tripod that I have ever used. Construction wise, it's just ridiculous. Like, it is overkill in terms of how well it's made. Everything from the clips, like the way the clips sound when you flick them in, just sounds so satisfying. The lock mechanisms are really nice and smooth, feels wonderful. Honestly, construction wise, if you're just looking at it from that standpoint, I get it, because I can tell, I can appreciate why certain photographers would want to buy something like this, because it's effectively going to last them a lifetime. You don't need to buy multiple tripods because something broke here or there. This is just going to potentially last you a whole career. That's how well made this is. The carbon, the metal. Honestly, when you pick this up, you know that it's going to cost a lot of money. Now, this tripod does have a few features that I think put it into a separate category. And the first thing is, because it doesn't have a center column, I mean, you can add a center column, but as standard it doesn't have a center column, you can extend the base out and get some ridiculously low angle shots. So it's basically almost completely flat on the ground, and you can get those really low angle shots. However, there's something else you can do with this tripod too, and that's what gives it the name Giant. You can extend all three of the legs out to a whopping 278 centimeters, which makes this taller than the tallest man on the planet right now, and get some ridiculously high angle shots as well. So you've got the flexibility of shooting ridiculously low to the ground and insanely high as well, and get complete different perspectives of the same scene. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to test out the difference in perspective that you could achieve with this tripod, which may not necessarily be possible with many other tripods currently on the market. Well, that took a little out of me. Setting this tripod up by yourself is a complete pain in the neck. You really do need like a couple of people helping you with this. So that's one downside to it. But there is a distinct difference in the kind of perspective that you can get from shooting really low with this tripod to this high. This is ridiculously high. I mean, it's way taller than I am. I mean, I'm not that tall in all fairness, but this is making me feel pretty damn short. Couple of problems with shooting with a tripod and having your camera that high. First thing is, there's no way I can reach it. I mean, there's literally no way that I can reach my camera at the moment, meaning that I can't compose precisely with it. If I need to shift the lens, if I need to manually focus, if I need to use my gear tripod head and make adjustments, there's no way that I can do it without bringing it back down and then putting, you know, making the changes and then sending it back up. But by the time I made the changes and then put the tripod back up, you know, it's not going to work. It really isn't effective in that regard. So you need like some kind of a lift or something to be able to shoot this high. I don't know what people do when they have their camera set up this high, because I've never done that myself. Second thing is, I don't know, it doesn't feel as sturdy as I would have liked. Like, this is shaking. So if it's windy like it is today, it is causing the camera and the tripod to shake a little, meaning that if you're shooting like relatively longer exposures, if you're shooting with a slower shutter speed, then that movement in the tripod legs, it's going to translate into the image. So that is going to cause some problems. However, if you're shooting in good conditions where it's not that windy, it's not going to cause, you know, movement in the tripod, and you're not going to have those kinds of problems. And if you've got like a team of people and you've got like a lift or something to be able to get access to your camera, this could be great. This could be great. But for most of us, probably not. But I have to say, it's still a lot of fun shooting with this kind of a tripod and having that kind of a perspective. So, conclusions. Well, honestly, for the price, this tripod might not be worth it for most people. It is ridiculously expensive. I mean, you could buy so many more things for the cost of one of these tripods. You could buy a tripod, you could buy a drone, you could buy lots of different things in place of this individual tripod. However, for those of you out there who wish to purchase this, I get why. Because the construction, the build quality, the design, it's just impeccable. And I completely understand why someone would want to purchase something like this. It's just so well made. I can imagine a tripod like this lasting through a full career for a photographer. The fact that you can shoot at a really low angle and a ridiculously high angle, I don't think a lot of photographers are going to be using that feature regularly, but it's good that you've got that option available should you need. But honestly, there's no reason why I'm going to be shooting with this extended all the way up, because I can't compose correctly, I can't shoot with it in a way that I want to. You know, composition is important, and if I can't have access to my camera properly with it, then it's just not practical. So it's a niche feature which could be useful on certain instances, but it's definitely not something that I would use as a basis for purchasing this tripod. However, without considering that as a feature, just by looking at this tripod individually, it is a fantastic bit of gear, probably just not for everyone. Anyway, just want to say thank you so much for watching our video. If you like this video, hit the like button, please subscribe, share this video, and hope to see you all in the next one. Thank you.